Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel, so thank you very much. By the way, tomorrow and Thursday there will be no videos as I'll be traveling again for work. And then after that things should stabilize quite a bit. Now we just had a very nice movement in the stock market recently. But today we are pulling off a little bit, which is perfectly normal. But of course, I'm already starting to see the stock market crash announcement, which nowadays means if the market drops 0.5%, there is a crash because people are so desperate for this mother of all stock market crashes that they don't even understand the ridicule they are falling into. See, here is the important part and the important distinction. By the way, on the crypto market, quick update because nothing much is happening. There was a big name in the world of finance that also is filing for a Bitcoin spot ETF, not as big as BlackRock, but one of the oldest names and one of the most famous. And basically, if you guys want to giggle a little bit, just see how Gary Gensler was completely destroyed in the Senate hearings. And by the way, you should be able to see now that both parties completely hate this guy. So I probably give him 6 to 12 months before something happens for him to voluntarily resign or be set aside in a polite fashion. But let's see if that happens or not. You guys will be the judge of that. You see, but the point is the narrative of all these crash predictors, of all these people who predict, I think like Erident, who has predicted 100 depressions in the last 10 years, or if people like Steven Van Meter, who now needs to pump garbage stocks into his audience on a daily video basis. So it's no longer here and there. No, it's basically every video. And what he's doing is he pumps that garbage stock because he has a huge audience. He gets paid for it because he writes there at the bottom. His following buys that stock, gets completely annihilated because all these stocks have done nothing but go wrong after he pumps them. And the question that I ask you is, how can the guy that predicts things so well, that is such a wonderful human being? I mean, the guy sells a portfolio shield software to protect you for all the downside and make you better positioned to capture the upside, right? And the question you should ask, why does a guy like that need to pump these garbage stocks? Then you have the likes of Peter Schiff, who makes money by developing funds, and he gets paid because people are stupid enough to buy his funds because his performance is terrible. If you don't believe me, don't take my word for it. Go check the comments and the reviews of his funds, and so on and so forth. You have a lot of these guys. What they fail to understand is that they've been, by the way, Steven Van Meter, just a quick sideways, that guy has been predicting China's collapse, I think, every week. So in the past, he never paid attention to China. Now, all of a sudden, China is about to collapse every single week forever. So I guess if you say the US will crash every single week for the next 5 years, 10 years, eventually you're going to be right and you say, I predicted it, look, buy my software, right? So in any case, sorry guys, today I'm all over the place. Bitcoin went to 24K, was one of the target ranges, has bounced nicely to 26K. Was that the bottom of the correction? Who knows? But I've seen increasingly more people on the field of, oh my God, Bitcoin's going to collapse, which, look, man, I understand September is always a terrible month. I get it. But the thing is, the more that September went down, the more people got convinced of it. So when I see everybody piling in on one side, it starts to make me feel that maybe you're not going to have the downside that everybody believes in September. But who am I to know? I really don't care. 2025 is my goal target. But in any case, I just wanted to put that out there. Now, why are these people so convinced of crashes and all of that? So going back to the other guys. It's because they've announced it so long. You see, saying that the market is going up, since that's what happens about 80% of the time, it's not as flamboyant as predicting the crash and the reasons for a big crash. Maybe they make a video about you. Maybe they make a movie about you. Who knows, right? It's more appealing, and it goes into our deepest fears, which is the reason why all these clowns do it. Because they know that for every 10 videos positive, there are going to be 100 videos or 1,000 videos negative, because that's what us humans like to see. And the problem is, when I read the comment sections that these guys have, is these guys are actually saying, oh yeah, this market is rigged, blah, blah, blah. This is about to happen. Yeah, I'm convinced, it's not happening, but now it's going to happen. You see, what that means is that person lost a 40% run in the NASDAQ. And that person probably tried to short the hell out of it for the whole time. So that person is completely wrecked. You see, which is the case, in my opinion, of the guy who's promoting that, Steven Van Meter. Why? Well, if you start pumping garbage stocks and get paid for it, using your YouTube channel and influence to try to convince people to buy the stock you're pumping, my opinion, there's something wrong with your investment for you to feel the need to do it. You see, I don't need to do it because my life is not YouTube, and my investments are not in a shape that I'm so desperate for money that I need to sell my soul. So that is the clear message. So all these people have been wrong. What they fail to understand is they looked at, okay, higher interest rates, high inflation, that's it. Now it's going to be the complete collapse of the world. What they fail to realize is the psychology of bubbles. Exactly because everybody thought it cannot happen. What you're looking for is things that people know for sure. That's what triggers a major crash. Not when everybody's looking at something, identifying the problems, and everybody is aware of this. Then that thing doesn't happen. That's just because the markets are made to catch the most people possible on the wrong side of the trade. You see, it's actually quite logical. If we all think that something's going to go up, we all buy it. What happens when we all buy it? There's no more buyers. What there is? What is there then? Sellers. So the thing goes down. That's it. What happens when everybody sells and they're selling the bottle and you have a big capitulation event? What happens? You exhausted the sellers. Then you only go up. The problem is, because the whole thing is going down, people that sold the bottom need to feel reassured about their selling the bottom. So the articles, the news, the documentaries, whatever, come out at the exact bottom, like the guy making a documentary about Bitcoin being a scam, exactly when FTX went down and it marked the bottom. You see, because he looks at the bottom and he fails to realize that that's actually the bottom, the latest puke on the cycle, and he makes all the negatives. So basically what I'm trying to say is, when you are at the bottom, you have maximum pain. And you have all the reasons why things are going to go down, why things are crap, why things will never go up, all of that. When on the other side, the whole thing is up, then you have the entire financial world talking about how this can be continued, why this is not a bubble, why this time is different, right? We heard that before. Why the US economy has never been stronger, right, Jim Cramer? So, etc., etc. So this is where people get it completely wrong. Am I saying that the stock market in the US will just go up and up and up? No, I've actually told you. I think most likely there's going to be a bad decade for the US market. But I refrain myself from making that sort of predictions, because typically they tend to blow up in your face. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.